issues at hand.
Yes, good morning once again, and of course it's me, Hope Nyangaraza, with you again. And today in studio we have Mr. Allan Ssempebwa, the Public Relations Officer from the Ministry of Works and Transport. Now today we are going to be discussing something interesting. I know a lot of you have been seeing a lot of construction happening on our roads in Kampala, outside Kampala, and you'd like to know, how everything is moving on. So worry not, today we are going to be updating you, and of course we are going to be giving you more detail, especially now that we are in a season that is a bit tough, a lot of rain, we are seeing floods here and there. So worry not, because we are going to get the answers to these questions. Otherwise, before we dive into that, I'd like to welcome Mr. Allan. Thank you for coming, and of course if you could greet our viewer out there watching us.
Thank you very much, Hope. Happy to be here again. I did tell you earlier, this is my it's my second time actually here, and always happy to be here. Thank you for the show, and to our viewers, we hope you have a good time and that you can pick from whatever we shall share with you this morning.
Indeed. Thank you for coming as well. It's always a pleasure to have you. Great. And coming and informing us about the different things. Now, before we go further, if you could just give us a general overview of the state of the road network currently.
Okay. I don't know what you think the state is. I could probably hear from you, and then I'll be able to.
Well, of course, we are seeing a lot of construction going on. Okay. But also, we are in a rainy season, and rainy season we are seeing a lot of water here and there. And of course, just recently we did see some floods. Yesterday I passed by around Nachivubo, and I did see a road also being constructed. So I guess we can start from there.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I wanted to pick your mind on it, because then I'm able to tell whether I'll be giving a fair assessment of what we're doing and vis-a-vis what the public out there is seeing on the roads. I want to say our roads are in a fair condition and quite motorable, except for areas where we know that as the rains continue to pound the country, those areas are submerged in floods, especially the low-lying areas, or rather roads that are in low-lying areas, running through swampy areas, those running through the mountainous areas like the Kigezi sub-region. You may have noticed the roads in the Bugisu sub-region, Elgon, and Rwenzori ranges. So, and those around the Lake Victoria Basin and other water bodies. So those roads are particularly affected because of the nature, and particularly the gravel conditions. The roads, the Maram roads as we call them, are heavily affected. So we're seeing pockets of affection here and there, and we've been intervening. You may have noticed in Mbale we have works ongoing. We have had this road, rather we've had the rains again cause damage to even the paved roads, the tarmac roads. Especially those that have lived their lifeline. We have an intervention underway right now along Karuma Kamdini Road, a section straight after the URA checkpoint, where there's been erosion of the embankment section of the road, and further compromising the drainage system underneath the road structure. So our teams are already on ground. They're trying to create a diversion around the same road, the main road, so that you don't have to use the longer journey of the diversion through Orio, Anaka, and then to Gulu. So they're working on a diversion just along the main road, and by end of this week the diversion should be opened so that traffic can flow, and we're able to now restore the section fully to traffic or connectivity. We had interventions along the Mbara-Ishaka highway, a section around after Buffalo along at Ruharo. Our teams were able to work within 24 hours, and they had restored this section of the road. Again, there was damage to the structure, to the drainage system underneath. That road is due for rehabilitation. It has also lived its lifeline. So, but what do you do? I mean, even when you have an elderly person. You do not kill them.
That's true.
You do constant body checks.
Yeah.
Hospital visits. I mean, put them in good state so they can actually live longer. So that's what we do to our roads that are due for rehabilitation, and but are getting potholes, breakouts, bottlenecks. So we move in to ensure that the road users, are able to have a motorable experience. And that's what we did at Ruharo. Our teams again moved in before the end of the weekend, and over the weekend they had already reinstated that section. So this is what we do in the wake of the rains, in the wake of these bottlenecks and challenges. We must be responsive as a ministry, and by extension as government of Uganda.
Yes.
We must be seen on grounds. We must be visible. You must see us. So, and that is the effort that we have internally. In fact, we have a construction, we call it an in-house road construction unit.
Yeah.
Now the purpose of that unit is to ensure a quick intervention should we have a bottleneck along our highways, particularly the roads that are tarmacked. So in fact, internally we have declared a no pothole campaign on all our paved or tarmac roads, and that's why you saw us before the commencement of this year, and shortly after the commencement of this year we were along the Gayaza Kalaji road. We moved to Kampala Jinja and attacked all those bottleneck sections in that area, and we didn't finish until recently. We've been running through the entire road, trying to, fix and address these bottlenecks that constrain connectivity for our road users going to Jinja and the Far East and back to Kampala. So that construction, it has not retired, it has never stopped. It's been busy the whole of this year, and now we are handing another road to this unit. In fact, they've already moved. That's along the, if you've been going to Fort Portal and you use the Mitiana Mubende to Chiegegwa, you would have known the state in which that road was in for a couple of months back. But the good news is that this unit has already gone on ground, and they have alleviated, dealt with those bottlenecks and potholes that gave our road users a headache on that road. So that makes me proud and happy to speak about, because we've had this road in a very terrible state. In fact, people called it the worst that we ever had. When you go to Chiegegwa now, Murende Chiegegwa Road, you'll bear with me now that the condition of the road has significantly changed from what we knew to what we have right now. So people can now move to the Renzoris and beyond and have a good time and connect with their families. So that is what the in-house construction unit will be doing. So we have no pothole wherever on these highways. Yes.
Now one would wonder why, because we have seen constructions happening, but in about say 2 years we're already experiencing potholes. What could the problem be?
Hope that's easy to say, but if I put you to task to just name for me which road, then you'll meander around. No one has actually then said this road was built a year ago and we're actually having potholes develop on this road. So it's easy to say, maybe because we've seen some breakouts around the city here, and there've been patches. So until you undertake full rehabilitation of the road, you will continue to patch it. So you'll think that these people worked on this road today and it's breaking out again. But what they did was a fix, was a quick interim solution, awaiting major rehabilitation. You may have seen before works that KCC has been undertaking around the city industrial area, Gogo bypass. I would see those potholes emerge. They would fix them, and tomorrow definitely, but because they were doing interim solution. So but now you see the overhaul they've done in the city. The city is now a construction site, and that means that now tackling the problem from its depth, and therefore we'll have a tangible product after that ongoing or rehabilitation of these roads, and the complaints will go down. We can't wait. So what we've done, or what government of Uganda has done, is to ensure this country is a construction site, that there is a project everywhere you go in this country, in every region. If I start to mention, I can actually tell you that every part of this country we have an ongoing road project. And then why? To be able to connect people, because the roads are lifelines. And we know roads, according to the statistics we have, roads carry over 90% of cargo and passenger traffic than any other mode of transport.
Yes.
So that is why now the investment has been, in the last about 15 years, has been much more in the road sector, because we know roads don't just connect you and me to our homes, but they bring money to our wallets. Yeah, because they are the enablers of the other sectors of the economy.
Yes.
Be it tourism, be it education, be it health, be it manufacturing, be it oil and gas. Mention them.
Yes.
All these sectors rely on the road sector to be able to perform and be productive. For example, the oil and gas, government of Uganda has built about 700 kilometers in a period of about 5 years in the Bunyoro sub-region, the Albertine. Okay, they don't want to call it the Albertine.
Yeah.
In the Bunyoro sub-region. Now, to facilitate the exploration and production of oil and gas resources in that area. Imagine 700 kilometers.
Yeah,
It means that without roads, we would not perform and be productive in this longer-awaited fast oil.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true. Now, you did mention that there are constructions, a lot of construction happening. We are in a rainy season. The weather is a bit tough here and there. So what are you doing as a ministry to ensure that movement is made easier, but also it is safe?
Yes. I think ours will be to continue monitoring the road network at all times. Thankfully, we already have satellite stations across the entire country.
Yes.
We have about 23 satellite stations in different parts. We have in Kampala, we have in Mpigi, we have in Masaka, we have in Mbara, we have in Kabale, we have in Hoima, Fort Portal, Kasese, we have in Soroti, we have in Jinja, we have in Mbale, we have in Gulu, we have in West Nile, Arua, we have in Moroto, Kotido. So now, these are overseers of the road network in those specific areas or regions. So should there be any breakout now away from what we have as a structure, now there is action. So they're not only there monitoring and observing, so the next should be intervention. That whenever we have a breakout or a washout or a bottleneck on this road network, be it gravel roads, the Maram roads, or the paved roads, should we have a situation, they should be able to move in as immediate as possible to devise immediate solutions. Sometimes when the water levels are too high and heavy, we allow for that situation to normalize, for the waters to subside and go down.
Okay.
In fact, we encourage motorists to desist from crossing flooded sections. Hey, there are dangers in I mean, we've seen it firsthand. Last year we had a situation along the Pakwachi Arua Road at around the Tangi area, where a taxi was trapped in this flash flood, very heavy flood.
Wow. And
we actually lost lives, and others were trapped for close to 6 hours as we were trying to undertake rescue mission. The operation was successful. It ended about 7:30 p.m. I mean, they had been held and hung on the taxi.
Wow.
As the waters were, flowing down. But some had died. So we continuously caution motorists that should you experience or come across a flooded section, please do not attempt to cross, because you're risking your life. You're risking your vehicle and the other property. Most importantly, life. you don't have a spare for that. I mean, you're risking your life, and we're telling them, or all of us, please allow the water levels to go down. Because at that point you can't tell the depth. You can't tell which section is covered. You can hardly see a road.
That's true.
I mean, in case the road is covered. So allow this, and this is a global phenomenon. It's not in Uganda alone, where roads are destroyed or infrastructure and even homes and other property. It's been happening around us. You could have seen what happened in Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa. I mean, in Kenya, Eldoret, we've been seeing this happening. So, but what a government does is to be responsive, is to be with the people in situations like these. When you have global weather strikes, what a government does is to be responsive, be with the people. But even before being responsive, you must be proactive. Know which areas are likely to break out. So we know. Can tell you that in the Elgon sub-region, we expect this. In Chigezi, we expect this. In the areas around the Lake Victoria Basin, we expect this. Choga, this is what we expect. Albert, this is what we expect. So we are there trying to lift the surface of these roads, work on the drainages currently. But you know, weather shocks can be extreme. So for where they're extreme, we've seen landslides cover a new road along Kapchora Swamp last week, part 1. Very heavy landslide. You have no control over it. It's triggered by the rains. It came and cut off a section of the road, actually multiple sections. We cleared it immediately, and we have not stopped monitoring that road because we anticipate others could break out. So a government should be, first of all, proactive. From the interventions that I've shared with you, should be responsive when you have a situation, because they will happen. You can't 100% think you do not expect these strikes or weather shocks. They will happen. So responsiveness, interim and long term. So this is what we're doing. That where there is a breakout, you should see us in less than 6 hours. Really, we should be there. Then devise solutions where we can intervene. We intervene with the AMCO culverts, with river water training missions, any other intervention that is possible at that point. Where we cannot, we allow the waters to go down and then move in to restore connectivity. So you will be seeing us here and there whenever we have challenges across our road network.
Now, just to divert you a little bit, we have seen roads that are being constructed, but they have been constructed, should I say, halfway, and the other half is not constructed. So one would wonder what happened. Good one, a good observation. We've had delays in our projects, particularly the roads under construction across the country. We have about 23 road projects. Give it up to government of Uganda. Quite a bit.
The supporters of the government will say protecting the gains. But why I say give it up to government of Uganda is these projects are not centered in an area or in one region. They are scattered all across the country. That's about over 1,000 kilometers under construction of the 23 projects. But these have actually suffered big delays in the past, in the last about 6 months. Some even more, because we've had challenges with cash. So we've had cash or monetary constraints. But in the recent budget, government did commit to, resuscitate these projects through additional financial support. And we expect the contractors to resume on these sites and take over site and resume. So in a couple of weeks, we know that we're going to see full-blown recovery of our sites and action on these sites. We're going to be back on the road in fact, our teams are already on the road to prepare the project affected persons. We call them PAPs for compensation. Those that were awaiting compensation are going to be compensated. Those that we just need to, verify, ascertain the amounts are going to be ascertained and declared the values. Values will be declared to them, and then we'll move in to take possession of that site, because government has to buy land to build these projects, because land belongs to the people, and you must compensate them fairly, by the way, and adequately before you take their property. So that's an exercise that we are having. The teams are back on the road to try and get the people together and then prepare them for compensation, because the finances are now coming, and you will see full activity on these roads. Busabala, Nachanankumbi, Kirakasanga, Tematuga.
That particular
I don't know
one.
where you come from.
That particular place.
You may have seen that there's been progress on that road, over 50%, but then we stalled a bit due to cash constraints. But we have an active contract on that site. So with the finances coming through, the works are going to resume. They're going to resume elsewhere in Lango sub-region, the Renkunye Apache Road, the Busega PG Expressway project should also move, because now we got added financing from the funder, African Development Bank. So yes, the future is definitely bright. Looks
Let
very,
us wait.
very bright.
We shall hold you on that.
Yes, because the contractors are on site. They have not gone anywhere. They had already established camp. offices, they had mobilized equipment, several units of equipment.
Yes.
So they can only commence work or resume works.
Okay.
They're not going anywhere. So we're only a matter of government giving them the funds and they'll move. In fact, some are actually visible. Whenever we have breakouts, we instruct them to move in and support us, ensure connectivity on the sites where they already took over.
Okay. Now, we do have some hotspots. We see a lot of accidents. Actually, we do have some particular areas whereby you see a lot of accidents happening, and you wonder what could be the issue. But what is the ministry doing to, make sure that there is either a reduction of the accidents happening in these hotspots, or there are no accidents happening at all? Which might be a bit tough because we do have some careless drivers.
Oh, thank you.
But
thank you for balancing.
When it comes to the roads, we do have those hotspots, and now that we're in the rainy season, it's becoming worse. So, what is the ministry doing about that?
Yes, indeed, we are troubled as the Ministry of Works and Transport, and by extension, Government of Uganda. We are troubled each day when we have a crash. Even worse, if it's a deadly, if it's a fatal case, and we lose people. Recently, you heard of a crash along the Gulu Highway at Kiriandongo. Sad event, honestly. And so we are alarmed, just as much as you're alarmed, the public, because we should safeguard our people on the roads. Ensure that they are safe. Put measures to protect them on the road. Build roads that are forgiving whenever there should be an accident or a crash, like we want to call it. So we're again alarmed when it happens and there's blood on our roads. It's a situation that we grieve with the bereaved and all Ugandans. And I can only say that the ministry has not at any one moment sat back on its role and mandate to ensure that these roads are safe. Where we know that we need to enhance safety measures, we have actually made efforts too. I know that we're doing now road marking, because whenever these markings fade, it's an excuse for a driver to drive out of lane because there is no marking, or to overtake where they shouldn't overtake. So ours is to ensure that our roads are actually marked, and we're doing a remarking exercise currently. It's underway. Signage. We litter these roads with signage. These roads are actually communicating. Do we communicate back? Do we pick the message? That's another discussion. But when the roads tell you drive at 100 kilometers and hope in your Subaru choose to say, no, I need to test the strength of this machine, so my machine goes beyond 100, what are you talking about? So you go beyond. We're telling you that we designed that road to not for more than 100 kilometers. So why? Because we know that beyond that speed, you're destined for the grave, for disaster. If we can't pick that, we usually have discussions. Our roads are narrow. Yes, what we have actually built has been designed with standards, narrow or wide, has standards to protect you. So the roads are built with capacity to protect you, and we design specific road safety measures for those roads, regardless of the width of the road. So we know that yes, here you cannot drive beyond 70 kilometers, like on the Kampala Northern Bypass. The speed limit is 70 kilometers. So when you drive at 8 and above, 100 and above, we know you're destined for a crash, a terrible one that can turn into fatal crash. So what am I trying to say? That government has its responsibility. The road users on the roads have equally a big responsibility. That when these roads communicate to them, and these people have actually given us information that I saw the signpost, but I was rushing somewhere.
Yeah.
And we've tested this on the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. We had motorists speeding, and we had really heavy accidents on the road. So we said, okay, let's do a spot check. So we would stop. Are you sure you did not see any sign on this road? And they had actually seen it, and they know it's 100. But now they are captured on the speed gun at over 100 kilometers. Some actually 120, 180, and beyond. Because you need to test your machine, but also you're in a rush to go somewhere. So what is better, you getting to your destination safe and alive, or otherwise? So we need to be mindful of the decisions we take on the road. We need to be alert. We need to read the signs, but not just read them, but put in action, obey and do exactly what the sign is communicating to you. So talk back, show that you've actually seen the sign. By driving responsibly. So we also have a huge responsibility as drivers. Whenever we get behind the steering, keep alert. We say these accidents, like we want to call them, are avoidable. Because even with a big road, we have the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. We have people who talk about the narrow roads, but we have the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. But it hasn't stopped us from picking data on crashes. We pick data on crashes, some even fatal, but the road is communicating. It has allowed you space, you can navigate. So even if we had a road as wide as a stadium, but we do not check on our driver habits, we will continue to have these crashes on our roads. So the responsibility is not just on government of Uganda. Government should do its part, yes. Us behind the wheels, steering, equally have a responsibility to play. I can assure you.
Okay, well, you heard it, and of course we are going to be discussing more on that, but let us go for a short commercial break. But do stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives, regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
Yes, welcome back. And of course, with me in studio is Mr. Allan Ssempebwa, the Public Relations Officer from the Ministry of Works and Transport. And of course, we are discussing the state of Uganda's road network now, especially during this rainy season. But before we dive into that, I mean, with the interventions and many more, I do understand that there are challenges that you face as a ministry. So what are some of those challenges that you go through?
Thank you, Hope. Yes, we have several, definitely, because our projects touch the heart of the people, touch communities.
Yes.
You know, and like I told you, they're the very center of these communities. They're the lifelines of these communities. So anything that will involve that interaction would definitely, come with the social and other, challenges, social and environmental challenges. Because they touch the people. One of the things that we do interface is, we do not have right of way on our projects guaranteed as the builders of these roads.
Okay.
We must buy that land. Government actually buys the land because under the law, Ugandans own land. If you own land, no one can actually take that land away from you, or property, not even government. Yes. Even with its power and authority can take it away from you without adequate, fair compensation. Now that's where the challenge now starts.
Exactly.
The land question in this country, you are aware that we have already existing land disputes and then family disputes. Now, when we come to say we're going to actually put a road here, we encounter all sorts of skirmishes around these communities.
Yes.
First, tracing the landowners is actually one, and you can't proceed because who will you compensate? Yes. Now, land disputes among family members. A heir has not been honest to the siblings, and
probably sold the land already.
Before they know, and then the compensation is coming, and they are not signatories or entitled. So we have that. We also have that set of grievance. The other is really clear refusal to give land. Said no. I don't need your money. So now government has to go through a lot of stakeholder engagement. In fact, what we do and emphasize on our projects is stakeholder engagement. But you can't take anything by force. Yeah. But with convincing engagement, sustained engagement through the leadership, the people themselves, you're able to break through. That's what we've been doing. However, that actually takes a bit of time. Yeah. So a road that you are prepared to complete in 3 years will be completed in 3 and more. Yeah. Why? Because you have to navigate these challenges. You have to ensure that the people are with you as you do the road. So the road is delayed because you can't have land. Yeah. You remember there's a time we had an incident along the Wosega MPG Expressway, the famous Nabukalu tree, where the owner, because this tree was somebody had actually fortified it as a personal asset and had actually made it institutional to say, the kingdom recognizes it, by extension, government of Uganda. And when we did the background and data check, there was no association of any institution to this tree. And he had actually asked for a whooping about 500 million Ugandan shillings. Wow. For us to relocate that tree and have access to the right of to the land. So, but it took us time. In fact, we went to court. So, meaning you cannot actually take over that asset, that land, that area. You have no right to get into that area because there is a dispute. So, the land disputes go a long way in curtailing progress of our projects. Away from that, but no, we also, you also get solutions along the way. So we've been able to now have discussions with the judiciary, so that when you have issues, we're able to value and then put that money in an escrow account. You know, Bank of Uganda. Should you and your siblings or the estate owners resolve the dispute, you go to the escrow account to the Bank of Uganda and you get your money. But the project has not been derailed. The project has actually moved. You know, so we're saying yes, we're going to compensate you, but allow us put this money in an account. When the siblings do resolve their dispute, whichever nature of dispute, they can always claim this money and they take it. I mean, but the road is not
so they'll
derailed.
be forced either way to this.
Exactly. So and the government takes over because guys settle your dispute. The road is passing here. Whenever you're done, money is in the account. Whoever is a victor will pick the money. It's always there for them to pick. So that's actually one of the delays of our projects. And as you know, also weather in extreme, and you must build in extreme weather conditions. For example, now that it's raining, progress is curtailed because you know asphalt is laying of asphalt is quite a it's quite a process, but also can I call it a vulnerable process. It's really sensitive. It's really sensitive. You must meet certain temperatures before you lay it, and there must be no rain, and under the rain you can't lay it. So that also curtails progress. The extreme weather conditions, but also I talked about driver behavior because that actually touches the safety area now. That we have increasing poor driver behavior on our roads. You know, we are seeing this a lot on our roads. And this is where we interface with the police, traffic police, to enhance operations. You know, the Kaunyemu, we had actually brought on board the EPS, if you remember. You remember it very well? You know what you did to EPS? I want to hear from you. Was EPS a good thing?
It was a bit
yes
50-50.
But that was government trying to say what are other countries doing? Why don't we replicate the same here if it's working elsewhere? Of course, we had challenges to, you know, the way it was framed in terms of the fees. That's where I think you and others could have had an issue. So government said, okay, let's pull back this exercise, iron out these grievances that the society or community has raised, and we bring it back in a better shape. So it's actually coming back. So we believe that maybe that will also remind people to drive safely, knowing that Big Brother out there is watching you, and I can't drive or do whatever kind of you know, reckless behavior while on the road that compromises both your safety but also that of other road users. So government is trying to say, please, we want you alive. We want you alive. Do not die. And then, you know, but on your part, we believe you should play your part. So that in a way continues to, you know, give us sleepless nights on what more can government do, ministry do to ensure safety of road users. So we've not stopped engaging partners, civil society and others, and education, and ensuring that our roads indeed continue to speak to the road users. We cannot stop. That is actually an ongoing activity that we can't stop. So again, every opportunity I have is to remind road users to be careful and cautious on the road. Yes, you don't need to rush. I mean, you're rushing to attend a wedding reception. You may not make it. That's true. But the wedding will continue without you. That's true. So and several, of course, we have infrastructure damage. We have vandals that compromise safety of our roads, but also the lifeline of our roads. Because when you, like borders, you know, sometimes they haul heavy items on the road, metallic, and then crush the tarmac or the pavement. We have those actually who take off the metal rails, they raise the guardrails, those that knock them. We have those actually who vandalize the lighting poles. We already have this situation along the Kampala Northern Bypass. Ugandans, because I won't say they are foreigners, Ugandans have actually come and picked out you know, the fuses and the cables out of these lights to go and do something with them. I don't know what. But this has actually left the essence of actually lighting the Northern Bypass was so that we protect our road users, so that the road is visible in the night, and to cut on criminality in that area. So now if you vandalize, you're killing the essence, the very objective of the project or exercise to light the northern bypass and any other road where we put lights, and we call upon the leadership, the locals also to sound alarms to us whenever there is such a situation. You know that somebody actually is in the habit of vandalizing this light, and you're aware, please report so that we can actually give somebody an example. I mean, the others will probably see that this is criminal and it's sabotage to the rest of the Ugandans that actually use these roads. So as we build, there are those that are unbuilding. So it's a big challenge, and you cannot have a patrol or a police officer on every kilometer of a highway. So we continue to see these increasing tendencies of road damage, and we continue to remind Ugandans to safeguard their assets. We watch things, we watch very good roads in the movies, in the cinemas, and maybe whenever we read the news from elsewhere on the socials, and we admire those countries. But those countries actually love their facilities, love these facilities because they are public facilities. They're not private. Even government can't own them. And when we say this project is delivered by the government of Uganda, paid for by the government of Uganda, but for who? For me and you, for the Ugandan. So when we admire those things and we don't protect them when they're actually built, it is counterproductive. So
okay. Now, you did mention that there's some agencies that you work with, for instance, the traffic police. Just in a few minutes, if you'd also mention some of the other agencies that you work with, just to make work smoother, especially when it comes to the roads. But also, even as you give us those agencies, you can also tell us some of the initiatives that the ministry has put in place.
Yes, knowing that our work touches the lives and communities, we interface with the multi-sectoral agencies. For example, Uganda Police is one of them, but also Ministry of Gender and Social Development, because we touch the social outfit of our communities. So there are social issues. We also work with the Ministry of Environment because there are environmental issues on these roads, ensuring that we protect even a butterfly, a millipede, an antelope. Like if we find it there, we make sure we put mechanisms to restore the biodiversity of that area. And that's just what we do on our roads. So when we're carrying out the environmental impact assessment surveys, we work with the Ministry of Environment. We work with Ministry of Water, we work with the telecoms, because lately when we're doing our roads now, we make provisions for service or utility ducts, so that we do not build only for another agency to unbuild or to damage. We work with civil society, particularly in the road safety area. We work with Rosaku and several other drivers associations to ensure that we reach, or the message of safety gets down to their people in those respective umbrella groups. So many, and funders, partners. We have funders that actually do bankroll us on our projects. The World Bank, African Development Bank, European Union, Islamic Development Bank, that give us financing for these routes, which, by the way, is paid back, again by taxpayer money. So when some people notice that we've borrowed, they perhaps think we have either sold the country or the project is going to that country or to that bank, but it stays here.
I think when the roads pay back are not constructed or halfway, that's where people start saying, you know what, where is our taxpayers' money
going? And but when it's actually put down, nobody wants to realize that yes, they built a road here, they put a road here. That is if you're even paying, because I know URA is also in a fist effort to collect that coin, that missing coin, to ensure that every person that should pay their taxes actually pays it. So those are some of the partners. To take you to the activities, we have several initiatives in the ministry. First, to keep safety on the road. We have National Road Safety Week coming up later this year, before the close of the year. We have operations on our roads to rid encroachers off the road reserves, and particularly those that are trading within rather are trading over the drainage systems. We know the functionality or the purpose of these drainage systems is to drain water, for example, whenever we have rains. So now, if their functionality is compromised, it would mean that water will look for where to go. Its path has been blocked by people who trade, who have put makeshift passages and put sigiris, put stoves, put merchandise, perishables and other goods, because we know that they eventually put the litter underneath the drains or under the drains. And when the drains are clogged and the rains come, water will have to find its way. And if it's the designed path is blocked or compromised, it will get on top of the road, on the surface of the carriageway, and the roads will flood. So you can't use the road. But that's not for that period of time. That's not the only affection you have or challenge that you have, that you will have to go through is a flooded section, or the road will be flooded, cutting off connectivity. But in the long term, again, that road will be damaged. Because continuous water running on this road will actually damage the road. It will weaken the pavement structure. So you lose the road, and then you get back to government, ask for more resources to rehabilitate and repair that road or that section of the road that will be damaged. So now we have an operation. We are reminding, by the way, we're telling people, please move. Please, don't you see that what you're doing is compromising the road lifeline, but even your lives, because once water has nowhere to go, it will get into the homes close by, and that's where we get diseases like cholera and the others that are associated with that kind of situation. So we are reminding them, and we've already carried out an operation along the Busega-Metiana Road and cleared those drains. We are now going on Gayaza-Kalaji Road, and we'll move in that order on all highways, trying to clear people off. We're not stopping them from doing business. We're only saying, do the right thing. That what is a responsible thing that you should actually do. If it's not right, why do you do it? So, I mean, push ahead, allow for these systems that are on the road, the drainage systems, to perform their work. Because we know that ultimately, these roads serve all of us.
Definitely. Now, as we wrap up, what message do you have for the general public, or specifically, of course, the road users out there?
We are going into the festive season, and this is where we see a dash, because we're going to connect with our loved ones, we want to connect with the people, we want to connect with the people we've not seen in a very long time. The excitement is high, no doubt. But as you do that, be mindful that roads are shared spaces. You have so many people using these roads. You have yourself, you have the motorcyclists, border, you have the disabled, you have the children crossing, you have the cyclists, you have the pedestrians. So it's a shared space, and all these people contribute to national development and building. So be mindful of this fact and drive cautiously. Look out. Just be alert. Just be alert. And if you're tired, exhausted, park. If you're going to Masaka Road, for example, park. Maybe at Jalia or certain petrol station, park. If you can get a bottle of water, clean your eyes, get fresh again for the next journey. Do not compromise your safety, because if you drive and lose the alertness, you're not alert, any distraction can easily throw you off the road. Any distraction can be a cat crossing, by the way, a dog crossing, and you're not alert, so you will not easily react, or by the time you react, it will be too late, and because the higher the speed, the higher the impact of the crash.
Definitely.
Let's take note and drive cautiously.
And of course, I'll not subtract or add anything. Be cautious, please, on these roads. We are going into the festive season, and it's important that we take heed to this message. Well, that has been Mr. Allan Ssempebwa, the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Works and Transport. And of course, we have been discussing the state of Uganda's road network during this rainy season. We do want to say thank you for making time to come and giving us some of this information that I'm sure people were asking about. I hope you have been answered, our dear viewer, wherever you are. Otherwise, I do want to say thank you. Thank you for staying tuned. My name is Hope Nyongeza, and I wish you a blessed day.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV.